Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 5:30, a Paris man accused of killing his brother is set to appear in a Lexington court today. Coming up, we'll have the latest on this case.
Also on WKYT This Morning, a Scott County standoff lasted for hours but finally ended peacefully. We'll have more on what went down coming up next.
Kentucky State Police investigating after 4 bodies were found inside a western Kentucky home. These stories and breaking news as it happens coming up on WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Good to have you with us here on this Monday, and hope you had a nice weekend. We're ready to go on a beautiful day as we get this work week off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Emphasis on the word beautiful.
Yeah, and warm.
Yeah.
That's the key. I mean, here we are, late October. We'll be reminded of that later in the week, but for today, it is incredible. Let's check in with Micah now in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, we're looking for the 70s today. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It'll feel great. This morning, it's kind of cool. I mean, the Frankfurt cam's showing a good-looking start, and we're staying dry this morning. No real fog issues either. We're sitting there in the 40s and 50s. And like I said, it's a decent start, still on the cool side just a bit, especially there from Mount Sterling, and then work your way southbound. In towards your afternoon, it warms quickly. Check that out. 77 degrees there at 5 p.m., 72 by 8 p.m. So dinner out on the patio, absolutely. I was telling them earlier that, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, sitting out on the patio, having a nice little dinner as we work our way into the afternoon and evening hours. Now, going in toward the following, I would say, next 4 to 5 days, it changes big time, and I'll show you that forecast and what I mean by that. Those numbers are really chilly. Coming up in a few minutes.
We'll see if we can take it. All right, thank you, Micah. Let's get to the news. Friends of 2 Kentucky brothers say a fight between the two turned deadly over the weekend.
45-year-old William Watkins from Paris is charged with reckless homicide and DUI after running down his brother Brian in his truck. That's according to police. He'll be in a Lexington court later today. WKYT's Mark Barber live from the courthouse this morning with the latest on the case. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. While family members say they are still planning Brian Watkins' funeral, his brother William is scheduled to appear in court today to be arraigned on charges of DUI and reckless homicide. Police say 45-year-old from Paris killed his brother Brian when he ran over him with the truck Friday night. Family members tell us after the 2 men got into an argument at a house on Woodview Drive, William Watkins got into a truck and took off. Officers say when his brother stepped in front of the pickup, he was hit and killed. William Watkins is now charged with reckless homicide and DUI because investigators say witnesses told them after he crashed into his brother, he staggered out of the truck, unable to speak clearly. Neighbors tell us they ran to help when they heard the crash.
I saw the blood rolling down the street like it had been raining for a week.
We're told Brian Watkins died after he was rushed to UK hospital. His brother is being held at the Fayette County Detention Center on an $8,050 bond. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. New this morning, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for the captain of a sunken South Korean ferry. The captain, Lee Jun-suk, had been charged with homicide through willful negligence. The Seawall ferry sank in April, killing more than 300 people, most of them school children. Several senior crew members were also charged along with the captain.
Lexington police tell us a man stole cash from a gas station clerk early this morning. They say at about 4 a.m. a man walked into the Circle K gas station on Richmond Road and demanded money from the clerk there. The clerk gave him the cash and the thief ran out towards Richmond and Squires. Police say the clerk was shaken but not hurt.
There were some tense moments this morning when Scott County deputies tried to get a man to come out of his home. Investigators say Craig Lynch assaulted his girlfriend, and then when deputies got to the house, they say he would not come out. Deputies say they smashed the windows and found Lynch hiding in the attic with a gun. They say he surrendered peacefully after about 8 hours.
It's very intense, and you have hours of waiting and doing everything you're trained to do, and these guys definitely did that today, and the outcome was as good as it could be.
A crew did take the woman assaulted out to the hospital to be checked out.
Well, Lexington fire crews are still trying to figure out what caused an apartment fire downtown over the weekend. We're told that fire started just before 2 o'clock Sunday on the balcony of a third-floor apartment on Main Street. Firefighters were able to put the fire out quickly and keep it from spreading. Crews evacuated everyone in the building.
When you get a building fire where there's multiple units like this and multiple businesses, you really have to be conscientious about the fact that, you know, the earlier we can get to folks and get them out, that's that many things less that we have to, you know, be concerned about.
Well, it's hard for firefighters to pinpoint exactly where the fire started or what caused it. Obviously, they're looking into that. Apartment management says crews have been in and out of the building all week, the unit in particular preparing for a family to move in.
A new report has revealed that an American journalist beheaded by ISIS militants was tortured extensively before his death. The New York Times reports that James Foley and other captives were starved, threatened, and tortured. Foley was singled out for even harsher treatment, such as beatings, waterboarding, and mock executions. The Times says they found this information by interviewing witnesses, relatives of the detainees, and former hostages. Foley was abducted back in 2012.
Hungry families stacked their plates high with food over the weekend, all to help out a former UK football player who was injured in a fall. Brad Durham fell from the upper deck of Commonwealth Stadium during the South Carolina game earlier this month. He works for Johnny Carino's in Lexington, so on Sunday his co-workers held a Dine to Donate fundraising event to help out Durham and his family.
The last thing we want to do is have him worried about, the financials and the bills.
20% of the sales from the event went to Durham's family. They say that after having back surgery, he's struggling with his short-term memory, but is back up and walking around.
It's now 5:37 on WKYT this morning out of western Kentucky. Police are still trying to figure out what led to the deaths of a family of 3 and a suspect in what they believe was a murder-suicide. Lindsay, Joy, and Emily Champion, a husband, wife, and daughter, were visiting home and were found shot and killed inside their home. Police think the suspect, who was also found dead inside, may have known the family.
We're not 100% sure of the relationship between all the folks that were involved. It's possible that the suspect did know them, but it was just briefly.
Investigations into the case will continue today, and autopsies will be performed on the victims in Louisville today as well.
Happening today, a new driver's license branch will be opening in Lexington. That office will open at the corner of Winchester and New Circle Road. It's at the former site of the Fitzpatrick Furniture Store. The days and hours will be the same as before, weekdays from 8 in the morning till 4:30 p.m.
More cars could soon join the list of recalls over exploding airbags. Until now, the nearly 8 million vehicles under recall have been in warmer, humid states. Now there is pressure to expand the recall nationwide. At least 4 deaths and numerous injuries are linked to airbag parts that exploded in accidents. Japanese parts maker Takata manufactured the defective airbags.
A fire near the intersection of Kentucky 194 and Highway 632 shut down the area for hours this weekend. Firefighters had to close it at about 9 Sunday morning. The fire started at the One Stop convenience store and motel in Phelps. The owner of the store thinks it started after an incident involving a gas stove inside the store's kitchen.
Well, Congressman Andy Barr and challenger Elizabeth Jensen will be squaring off tonight for their second and final congressional debate. WKYT Sean Moody is at our live desk with a preview of the debate. Hey, Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. This will be the second debate for Representative Andy Barr and Elizabeth Jensen. They met last week for a debate on KET. The Affordable Care Act was a big topic during that debate. Jensen has said she supports it, while Barr has pushed for its repeal. Barr says the health care law has hurt the labor market and has pushed health care premiums higher. Jensen said the Affordable Care Act and Connect here in Kentucky had provided health insurance to a lot of people who didn't already have it, saying it was the right thing to do. Now, this will be the first political debate at the EKU Center for the Arts. And of course, Bill, our own Bill Bryant will moderate. Questions will come from a panel and from the general public who submitted questions on Twitter. Free tickets are available at the EKU Center for the Arts box office, and doors open tonight at 6 o'clock. Now, if you're not heading to the debate, you can watch it live. We'll be showing it on the CW Lexington starting at 7. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.